I was born blue, not metaphorically, truly, a luminous, almost unreal blue, like I'd been touched by cobalt and sky. The doctors didn't know what to do with me. They poked, they prodded, called me an anomaly. My skin became a specimen. My parents were questioned like criminals. Some said witchcraft, others bioengineering. My birth certificate sat in some office drawer for weeks. No one knew what box to check. They told my mother, cover him up. But I was just a baby. I didn't know how to hide. So I cried, loud and blue, and people looked away. Kindergarten was the first time I realized I was different. I remember the blocks, the crayons, the finger paint. I used my hands, left smudges of blue on the paper. The teacher asked me to wear gloves, said it was distracting. At recess, the other kids formed circles I wasn't in. They whispered. One boy ran up, touched my arm, and screamed like he'd been burned. They laughed. The teacher didn't stop them. She said, "They're just curious. Let them be." Middle school. That's when the cruelty got smarter. They called me Smurf, Freakazoid, Alien. They passed around photoshopped pictures of me, my face on monsters, my body on warning labels. I tried to laugh along. I thought if I laughed, maybe they'd stop. They didn't. I stopped talking as much. I sat in the back. Lunch in the library, gym class was a war zone. Boys snapped towels at me. Girls avoided the locker room like I was contagious. I got good at disappearing in plain sight. I learned to make myself small, except in my grades. High school. 4 years of quiet defiance. I read every book they gave me and 10 more they didn't. Straight A's, honors classes. They couldn't ignore the blue boy who aced calculus. I was valedictorian, top of my class. They let me speak at graduation, but they asked me to wear beige gloves, said the blue might distract the photographers. I didn't wear them. The principal frowned the whole speech. Prom night. Everyone buzzing about limos and corsages. I stood in front of the mirror in a rented tuxedo, blue and black and white. I didn't have a date. No one asked. And I didn't ask anyone. The thought of being rejected, again, in public? No thank you. So I went alone, danced once, then sat by the punch bowl for 2 hours, watching a world I was told I didn't belong in. But I stayed. That was my rebellion. And still, life didn't end there, because one day I found them, my people, my tribe. A girl with fire orange hair who wore silver contacts and spoke only in poetry. A boy who stuttered when he said his name, but not when he sang. A dancer who had scars on their chest and said, "This body's mine now." They didn't flinch when they saw me. They didn't ask me to explain myself. They didn't ask if it hurt to be blue. With them, I laughed. Loud, ugly, free. With them, I loved. Wholly and without apology. We made pancakes at midnight, painted each other's nails, held hands during thunderstorms. They called me beautiful. Not brave, not inspiring, just beautiful. And for the first time, I felt like I wasn't surviving. I was living. I was loved. But the world doesn't like when we find joy in spite of it. I was doxxed, fired from my first job when a customer complained my hands made them lose their appetite. Someone once threw paint thinner at me, thought I was in costume. I wasn't. I never am. This blue, it's not a choice. It's not a phase. It's not a metaphor. It's me. But then something shifted. A mural went up in a city I'd never been to. My face, 20 feet high, painted in sapphire and gold. Children started drawing themselves blue in their sketchbooks. A drag performer in Kansas, cobalt from wig to heel, told a crowd, "We are all blue inside." A city halfway across the country passed a law, a safe place for the blue. So who protects me? Not the state, not at first, not the courts, but the unseen, the undocumented, the queer, the disabled, the formerly incarcerated, the ones who know what it means to be too visible, or never seen at all. Who accepts me? The poets mostly, the ones who always knew how to see in strange colors, and my aunt, my tia who would hold me and say, "Mi Zafiro, My Sapphire, my boy, you are beautiful. I dreamed of you before you were born. And now, I dream too. Of a world that's not afraid of color, of difference, of truth. Because I was born blue, and I'm still here. I am still here.